Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to Be Connected Thursday night, first one back for 2023. So I thought we'd kick off the new year in regards to sales by looking at last year. Here's some questions I want you to think about and then we'll answer them. So the first question is this: what were you planning to achieve last year in sales? As in how many sales? Then what did you actually achieve? And if you didn't achieve it, what got in the way? If you did achieve it, we'll look at that in a minute. But what got in the way? So who wants to share? Who wants to start off? Actually, I'll start off. I'll start the ball rolling. Let's take me. I have group sales classes, right? So my goal is to get 500 people into my group sales classes. This is my group sales class wall right here. Very different to the end of last year's wall that was to do with my new book and the book sales. So clearly there's already a hint as to where I'd gone wrong last year. So here's my new wall, group sales classes. I've currently got 80 in. I started at 110 for the year. I had some renewals, I have some drop-offs, and I also got some new people in. First half of the year, I ran my elevator pitch for group sales classes, and I worked towards getting group sales class participants, and they all came in. By halfway through the year, somewhere along the line, I did a lot of networking, but lost the group sales class theme in regards to my elevator pitch and ended up on 80 by the end of the year. So I missed my target by a fair bit, but I can see what I'd done. I had more coaching. I sold 120 copies of my book. I finished that, sold 120 copies of my book, so that went out. But I lost my focus on what my goal was, which was group sales classes. And I did a lot of networking, too much really, probably nearly 600 events, but didn't follow up at the end. So I can see a number of things that I'd done that had stopped me from achieving what I was after, which now gives me a new place for this year. And for this year, the goal is the same. The goalpost wasn't wrong. I just didn't do what was necessary to get there. So I can see some things that I need to tweak for this year and go again. So who else wants to share? Let's look around. Put your hand up. Who wants to share what they were planning on achieving last year? Ray, what were you planning on achieving last year?
This year with New Skin is 300 customers and business builders. And I lost my way a bit last year. I dabbled in a fuel tab and that didn't work in there. So it wasn't cracked up to what it was. So I realized what did work. And that was the products that we got. So I focused up on the 300 customers this year, and that's where I am at. And as I said in the message to you there, it's got to be done with a vengeance, and it's got to be done consistently.
So what you're saying is at the beginning of last year, because I knew with New Skin last year, so at the beginning of last year, it was all about New Skin, New Skin, New Skin. Then all of a sudden, a bright and shiny object showed up.
That's dead bloody right. Okay.
Yep. And then you came out and actually you advertised your bright and shiny object really hard. I'm wondering how many one-to-ones you had in order to sell it on the other side. You certainly came out networking, but then you've gone back. And when you say it didn't work, I'm assuming you mean just in that your sales didn't, but the tablet worked by itself. It's just that the sales didn't. Because you lost your focus with a bright and shiny object. Just wondering, with the fuel tab in the back of your mind, did you still have New Skin in the back of your mind as you were doing the fuel tab?
Exactly. I never let it go.
Right.
But I could see a huge market for it if it worked.
Yeah.
So
you'd layered two very different things. So you still had New Skin sitting there going, I should be doing something with that, but I'm going to concentrate on this one for a few months and therefore, when you're concentrating on two things, it's a lot harder to accomplish one thing.
Misty, it was a damn good experience because I've never veered away into another company at all.
Right.
And all the time I've been with the company. And it was a good experience to see how other companies are run or not run.
Right. Yeah,
okay,
right.
And that was the big learning curve. So even with products, all that glitters is not gold, you know, and it's as simple as that. And so, and I just couldn't be bothered promoting something that wasn't going to do its job.
Fair enough. So next question, who else wants to share? Yep. All right, Georgie, what do you got?
I had a goal last year of going to networking events and talking about my SEO business because I hadn't done that for a while.
Yep.
And so I didn't really set like a sales target, but at one point I think it was in about October or November, or maybe a bit earlier, I realized that it was costing me about $1,200 a month just in food and litter for all the cats. And I went, like, I really need to make that back somehow. And so I put it out there, and then I got a client paying exactly $1,200 a month.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that's pretty powerful. I probably should do a bit more of that.
Yeah, it's good when you go out and then you either have a goal, don't have a goal, and then realize early in the year or partway through the year something needs to change right now. So I talked to someone during the week. So I had sales class week before, and we were discussing this, and many of the answers that got in the way of people not achieving what they're after, some of it was, well, I hadn't actually set a number figure. Right. And a price figure is very different to a number figure, right? We can all put in a price figure, and sometimes it's easy to get, sometimes not so much, right? But if you do a number figure on how many sales, so how many people you want to help, you'll find that the price comes in line once you decide how many you're going to help. Recently, I've been speaking to people who make websites, and my question has been not so much how many people do you want to help, but how many websites do you want to allow to do their job properly? I'll give you an example. I have a saxophone over here. I bought it back when I was 20. It's almost never come out of the case at all. Turns out I didn't get around to learning to play it. And I've dragged it around for 25 years. And I'm feeling very guilty about the fact that it's never got to live its life properly. So I've said to these website people, think of the websites that don't really get to live properly and do the thing they're supposed to do. How many do you want to help out there? And so it's just that one little idea has changed her pitch to, I fix broken websites. And that's enough for her to start getting work as well. And then how many do you want to fix? So some people's problem was they hadn't decided how many they were going to help or fix, how many things are going to help. Others didn't know how to track it. So I'm going to give you a very simple tracking system on how to track sales for the year. And it doesn't matter what your sales amount is. So if you want 1 million clients, that's okay. It starts with the first 100, right? It comes down to this. Get yourself 4 pieces of paper, right? Number at 1 to 25, the next page 26 to 50, next one. So 25 numbers on each page, right? Just have it up on the wall or have it nearby. And every time you decide if it's sales or customers, right? And every time you get a sale or a new customer, it goes on the list. And you keep it nearby, so all you have to do is concentrate on just add to the list. If you have this nearby, then whenever you run your elevator pitch, it will be based off what you need to add to this list. And this is how Jack and Noah ended up selling 100 of my books. Because we left this line around all the time, we talked about it, that's what got advertised. They ended up selling 120 by the time they were printed and got sent out, because the concentration was on that. Why didn't I get what I wanted? Because we were concentrating on what Jack and Noah were doing. Now, what's interesting is I spoke to someone last week who she's created a CRM system, and her goal when she finished creating it last year, her goal was to sell 10 of them before the end of the year. And she said she did sell 10, but she sold 9 fast and she got stuck on the 10th. And here's why. Is because her number was so low, she got fixated on the very last one. And so there was a person who seemed like they wanted it, but she couldn't convert them. So she spent months waiting and trying to convert the last person instead of continuing to talk to others. So it's important that you don't have a number that's really low. Have it high. Start with 100, make it high. It's okay if you don't reach it. What you do heading towards it will give you the ideas of what needs to change if you're not reaching the target. But even for her, if her goal was 10, or for anyone, if you make it 25 or 100, what the boys did, how they sold 120, was when they got to the last page, the 75 to 100 page, when they got to that and started to put names on it, we made up another page. So we just added another 25. And so that then when another page was done, they couldn't stop at the end of that page. They just kept going as well. So that's my hot tip and easy tip for the year. 4 pieces of paper, 25 numbers on each one, and just start filling in the numbers. And it's very rewarding when you watch it grow, and you can see what you're doing. If it's not growing, you'll be able to see what you're doing faster to see what have I not done today, this week, or recently to make that grow further. And each one that goes in there is you helping someone else. So it's not you accomplishing just for you. You're actually got to help someone else to get their name on the list. So any questions, comments, or observations?
I love the list idea. I'm going to do that.
Nice one, Georgie. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Lana's got hers. Yeah, we've been chatting the last couple of weeks. So yes, go with it. There you go. Any take homes?
I'm going to try it, see how it goes. I think 100 new clients for me is definitely doable this year. Yeah.
Go for it. Excellent. Excellent. So and that's what it is. And it doesn't matter what you sell to them, Dre, what they end up getting, collectively, it all ends up large. Someone else had said, spoke to someone today, and they said, well, I want 5 in this area, and then I want to sell 10 of these things over here, and then 25 of this thing here. And I said, just decide on 100 all round and let them decide what they're going to buy. You just practice saying what it is that you do. And you'll find that things will start to fall into certain spaces depending on what they're after. So don't get caught up in, I want 5 as this sort of customer. Let's take the website person. 5 who want maintenance, 5 who want brand new websites, 10 who want, fixing of their website. If you scatter up all of them, that's what I did. Group sales class 500, that was the goal. But in the end, I also, in the back of my mind, I want to do 500 coaching sessions. I want to sell 100 books. And so some things I accomplished, others I didn't. Like Ray, my mind was split across many things. You can't advertise all at once. In the end, if it's just help 500, then I can move them into whatever space is most appropriate for them.